Hi, Aaron. Thanks for joining me on Founder Fuel series today. Great to see you.
Likewise, Jodie.
So we'll kick off and love to hear about your journey yourself and what got you starting Quoterite.
Definitely. So I was in window coverings retail for 16 years. And one of the biggest challenges we had was technology. There was nothing for the industry. It's a very complex industry. And we were on an old DOS system. And that was kind of sad that that was the best we could get that really understood, I guess, our requirements in the industry. So we got out of that in the start of 2017, decided to get into technology. And we had a team overseas. We released some beta products over a couple of years to test the market out. And proud to say we've got 14 engineers in Adelaide in the city and another 26 staff overseas in the Philippines who we do. And we're just about to release our latest version of technology, very AI based throughout Australia, New Zealand, USA, Canada, and soon to be Europe.
So exciting. And when we met, I was explaining how I understand the window covering business quite well because my dad was in that business and actually my sister was a fitter for many years. So I understand it. So for everyone else's sake, it's when you say window coverings, you're talking about blinds, plantation shutters, all things that go on a window, right? And the big thing is for your customers and what you identified is there's so many things can go wrong when you're trying to cover windows and there's a lot of cost that can be
Definitely.
wasted when you get it wrong and all that stuff. And I guess that's what Quote that's the value you're adding now to window covering traditional businesses, right?
Definitely. I mean, we do everything from retailers, manufacturers, e-commerce, wholesale. So we're really about connecting the supply chain and minimizing mistakes. It's all cloud-based technology, but I think the real focus is on the user experience in UI, really understanding the personas of people using the system and different areas of the system and really developing user interfaces and really understanding the way they engage with software so that we do minimize mistakes. We don't have cluttered screens that you can miss stuff. It's really fun and nice watching people go from pen and paper, which is probably 80% of the industry globally,
Mm.
into computer and seeing the look on their face, knowing that you've just given them their Saturday night back, not sitting at home manually doing quotes, manually doing orders. It's
Saving
it's
money
really
because
cool.
not making mistakes. So it's quite amazing.
100%.
No, I love it. And so you've been going for a couple of years, and obviously you've had great success so far, team all over the place, markets all over the world. How have you funded it so far, and how do you think about funding for your growth?
So we've bootstrapped most of it and self-funded. We do have investors. So we did do an investing round in 2020,
Hmm.
which was good. We obviously do work with the ATO on the R&D tax incentives, which helps out a lot because we have a lot of expenses onshore. But I think funding for us, it's more about a partnership long term. Traditional funding seems to be quite difficult, sporadic to have that engagement where people actually talk to them, teach them about the business. We're quite a complex entity the way things move globally. So I find it very difficult externally, but really for the funding for us is about looking to the future, how are we investing in technology products, and really where are we placing people around the world? Where is that expertise, which is why we hold all of our high-end engineers, everyone in Australia. We have a lot of good staff here, but it's more expensive and critical to have partners that we can work with going forward in developing new technologies, putting AI through the platform to have that backing. And I think the fluidity of backing that we can talk with our funders, tell them how our business is moving, what we're doing in the future, and have that great partnership and engagement moving forward.
Yeah, great. And so, did you find it hard in 2020 finding the right investors to come on that journey with you?
Yeah, it was really difficult because it's a complex industry. People go, you try to tell an investor, hey, we do software for the curtain and blind industry. They're like, what are you talking about? There's nothing for that. Like, look at you with this crazy look, and it's like, what? Expecting you to be like Google or something
Yeah.
cool, but we're not. It's a really, really niche market, but a huge market. And it was first, it's having that conversation where it's almost like, are you kidding me? And then really talking to them about the pain points of the industry, showing them there's probably only four people in the world that do it. And it's very old technology, but showing them that and showing them how we tackle it, it's not just a business, it's really changing people's lives and why we're attacking it in that aspect. Cause that's what I lived.
Yeah.
That was me for 16 years going, I wish I had something to help me and do it. And I think sharing the story, it felt like they really connected to the story of their own journey in their own business or in life itself, going in their times when perhaps people didn't back them and didn't understand their story.
That's it, isn't it? I talk to founders all the time and they ask advice like, how do I, have you got investors who you can introduce me to? And it's like, and you're not alone. Like a lot of businesses do, it's a technology solution, but it's for a
Yeah,
niche area and a problem that's close to your experience. And that is, I think, the key, finding those early believers who also resonate with that problem and can have some emotional almost connection to what you're
yeah,
trying to do.
absolutely.
And so then we met, it was only a few months ago.
Yeah,
That was through one of your advisors who you also brought on. So you're clearly kind of, this whole tech world's new for you, but you're surrounding yourself with people who are more knowledgeable in this space. Was that intentional
definitely.
from the start?
Yeah, absolutely. My background's not technology at all. I know that the industry, the pain points, and sort of know what the flows that need to happen. But I think one of the best strategies we did is when we look at people and bringing them on, we've always brought people on from a values perspective. And really, I think from the start, one of the first things we did when we started the company, just my wife and I, is really figure out the company values. Who are we? How do we tick as a company, and how do we tick as people? And every single hire we've ever made has been values first.
Right.
I really looked at skill. I can help teach, I can nurture, I can do all of that, but I can't change people to be different people.
Yeah.
And it's been the best thing we've ever done. I think we've lost one staff member in actually who was in the Philippines. That's it. That's the only one we've lost or had to get rid of because of any reason. I
Mm.
think choosing the best hire we did and the most critical is our chief technology officer. I've seen other tech companies make mistakes of not having that solid foundation on who they are. And what I really wanted was somebody that could cut the business in half and take that technology lead from me and purposefully kick me out of that role. Somebody that could put that peer in the ground, that solid peer, and really, I think, tackle the underlying infrastructure perspective first, which is looking at not just how fast can we build features or how many buttons can we click. It was all about how do we have the foundation of if we get more engineers that we build it right, we have the right methodology, we have the right teams, we have the right platform to work with, and that we do manage our team on a quality basis, not a quantity basis. And that was the most critical thing and critical hire we had as a technology company. I think he set the foundation moving forward of every other hire was a clone of him. And he has to say he's the same values as me, the same drive, and he's actually invested in the company as well, which was really critical. And obviously, we've next got a staff engineer, which is again a very critical hire for us, and he invested in the company. And ever after that, everyone we've hired has been a clone, same values, same mindset. And the other big thing the rule we make is talk 10 times, build once. We probably do less coding than we do a lot less coding than talking. We really dig deep on the problems, not build it and go, that's it, it's out.
That's actually, that takes some discipline, doesn't it? Because it's pretty easy, especially as engineers, to want to go build.
Yeah. Absolutely. Talked to a lot of people that go, look, we hire these coders, we've hired these really expensive staff. We need output, we need systems, we need features, we need this, we need that. And I think that my philosophy is you can hire anyone to code. You can find good coders everywhere. But what you can't find, what's very difficult, is someone willing to say no. And it's that I think the biggest thing we harp on is the most important things that we do in our conversations is saying no and finding out what we're not going to build.
Yes.
And that's the hardest thing. Saying yes to everything's easy, but saying no is the most valuable thing we ever do.
So true. And I'm curious, so I mean, I think I'm very aligned with you on values. We also started Tractor, and I have done this in past companies as well, with a set of values. And I find that when you have values already in place and that you've worked on and you know they're the right thing, it just helps you with all sorts of decision making, not just finding
Yeah,
people, right? Like whenever you're a bit stuck on whether to go one way or another, you think about the values and they help you pretty quickly sort out which way to go.
100%. We have it with our clients too. Our values aren't just internal facing, they're external.
Yep.
For us, money's not why we get a client on. We've said no to a lot of clients. It's
Yep.
got to be values. In fact, we fired clients because they don't fit the
Great.
value.
Yeah,
And
great.
I think that's, for me, that told the story to the staff to go, you're not more important than money. Sorry, money's not more important than them. I would rather lose clients than I would lose brilliant staff. That's not how we are. And even
Yeah.
that seems to back up and build stronger foundations for us as a business.
And you found these amazing people. How have you done that?
A lot has been referrals. So, a lot of them, I think through the few staff, our CTO and staff engineer have found people they've worked with in the past and have been friends with them for years. But a lot of it's just been them having a conversation with them, talking to them about how they love what they do, where they are, and I think it's a bit of FOMO. People go, we're looking and they're like, wow, that sounds amazing to work with. I mean, we have a great culture. We've pretty much all of us work from home. We have an office in the city, which I think they go to 3 times a week. So that's been very good there. The other one is we do a conference in Adelaide, the DDD conference, which
Yeah.
is held here, and my CTO speaks there as well. So just a bit of awareness in that developer space. But the best has been that addictive culture and
Yeah.
place people want to work, that they feel valued. They're not just, here's a thing and go do it. We really want to hear from them and we want that input.
Yeah, yeah, amazing. So would you say that would be your leadership go-tos? So really, it sounds like setting the values, the culture. If you were to give
Yeah.
advice on your leadership go-to, would that be them?
I definitely think it's the values first. I think the first hire in that critical position is the most important thing you'll ever do. And
Yeah.
it's not the money. And I think third is really that separation of roles. I'm going, when I said, talked to my CTO and said, look, this is your space. You need to take it. I meant it, but then I had this habit where I butt in sometimes and he told me to get out. He had to say, look, we need to catch up. We need to chat. You're getting in my space. I'm like,
Amazing.
okay, perfect. And that was really critical to have that safe, that he could tell me to get out, go away, you'd stop touching it.
Yeah.
And we just divided those roles really well. And we have great communication, but I think that one of the big things he told me was the way we build our team and the cultures we have in our team is a direct representation of the product and services we will provide.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
absolutely direct. Our team is highly organized, it's highly structured, and that's what our product is.
Yeah.
And it's a big thing to go, it's so true. If the team is a direct reflection of the product, then we have to have that working right. It doesn't mean we're perfect all the time,
Yeah.
but it means that all of us play a role in that. So
Yeah.
I would say it's getting stronger leaders with you and really making sure that in yourself, you're strong in what you want and what you're doing and who you are. That's why we're doing this.
Yeah.
And make sure that you find the people that resonate with that big time.
And then get out of the way.
100%. Let them flourish.
For sure, for sure. So to wrap up, so I guess the funding question, when you were thinking about bringing in debt after you've raised some equity, I'd love to just hear about that thought process and I guess how that set up your thinking for future funding requirements.
I guess bringing in debt it was all about the future growth. We planned for quite a big launch next year. And for us, looking at that meant we have to have a strong foundation and strong pillars. So the debt was I saw it more, it's an investment for us to say we bought that debt on, we put on somebody to do DevOps and make sure that we have a really solid foundation for scale. We'll go from 200 to probably 2,000 next year, retailers in the US. And we've got to make sure we've got that DevOps piece right,
Yeah.
that our SOC 2 compliance is good. And it was using that funding to invest in the future. And really, again, looking at the business, knowing that if we use that debt funding for technology and even for research and development, that again, I think using all the cogs around us, we can then get some of back in the research and development grants. And just the sheer growth itself is a really good investment.
Yeah.
That's part of the reasons we chose Tractor to work with, was really down to the relationships, the conversations, but also the perks. The ecosystem I find incredibly valued. We applied for some of those perks and got them.
Oh,
And
fantastic. Great.
yeah, we applied with Amazon. It was brilliant
Oh,
and
fantastic.
got a whole lot.
Yeah,
In fact, we're changing to using Intercom, Active Campaign. We use Stripe already, obviously, and we use Amazon. Things like that were immensely valuable to us because it's more than just money.
yeah.
It was more than that. It was the perks. It was the ecosystem that you guys provide. It was the conversations, the people, and let's have a talk in 6 months and let's talk about the growth. Let's see what another round of investment might look like for the investment in growth. That was critical.
Yeah, or other experts in our network and how they might be able to
Yeah.
open doors as well. Yeah, that's so good. I mean, some of these perks and the credits and discounts, they actually make a meaningful difference to the bottom line. In some cases, the loan is actually negligible, the cost of
I can
it.
tell you, we will pretty much offset the entire loan out of credits.
I agree.
And that was just crazy to me to go. We're actively looking for new systems now to rebuild our tech stack for next year. And looking at them, I was adding it up yesterday going, we've pretty much 100% offset the debt that we took on, let alone the 3, 4x, 5x we'll get on that debt from investing in what we're doing moving forward. So for me, it's been the best choice we've ever made. And it really, I can't explain the difference between talking to other people about debt and funding and with Tractor and the actual journey, not the conversation, the actual journey to go through things like the Slack channel. Just go, wow, there's a channel of people I can talk to. don't get that anywhere, and it's because it can feel lonely. You're
Yeah,
sitting at your
yeah,
little desk all day.
100%, 100%. A lot of us we're fully remote, like a lot of us are at home all the time, and you're on these calls all the time, but still there's no one around, and it's nice to be able to connect with people that are going through the same thing at the same time. It's quite powerful. So I'm so glad to hear that. That's awesome. And so you've got a huge year planned for 2026. You've seen all this growth, you're excited, you're funded, you're ready to go.
Definitely.
Yeah, what's the biggest thing you're looking forward to?
We're releasing our new technology in January, which is we have been building that for a year and planning that for two. Huge investment into that. And again, very AI heavy technology that's coming out. But we're actually heading to an expo in Florida in April in the United States. We've got a big booth there and another big show in the Gold Coast, I think in June. We've got a big one there. And that's only every 3 years. So for us, it's planning years and years ahead to know that the shows are every 3 years. We've got to make sure we're in the right position and we really know who we are as a company to be there. So a lot of hard work. Then the year after, we're heading to Stuttgart,
Oh, wow.
which would be amazing. So we have, I think, 2 massive years for us in pushing that. And obviously, we do fintech as well. So we work with Stripe globally on the payment side and capital throughout our platform. So it's really exciting to work together with these partners and push
Mm.
the software and really help the industry get the brand out and share the story and connect with other entrepreneurs and business owners having trouble with their business and helping them, giving them some really useful tools that you can really quantify the benefits from instantly.
Yeah.
So it's probably more it's a business excited year and it's a personally excited year. We've
Yes,
put a
I
lot of blood, sweat,
know.
and tears. I think for all of us.
Well, as you
Lots.
talk, I just think, gosh, you've gone from fitting blinds on windows to global domination across the industry.
It's very different. I stay right in my wheelhouse very strongly.
All
Yeah,
from Adelaide. It's so good.
yeah,
Yeah. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for your time, Aaron. Really appreciate it. Love the chat.
no problem. Thanks, Jodie.